Hey everyone, it's Ryder from Skip. It's Wednesday, August 11th. The SBA has announced new supplemental grants for some businesses. This news will make some of you happy. It also will disappoint some of you as well. The SBA announced this earlier today. I'll keep this video short. Be sure to watch until the end. Thank you so much for your support and giving this video a thumbs up. Let's try to get above 2,000 likes again. Now, I want to try something new today because most of you watching these videos are interested in funding opportunities, specifically all the SBA funding. I'd love to hear where you're at, your particular situation, whether you've been approved for your EIDL loan or you're still waiting for your EIDL loan or grant. Drop it in the comments. Chances are, whatever is on your mind when it comes to SBA funding or other funding for that matter, there are other small business owners, sole proprietors, independent contractors, entrepreneurs in the same boat as you. So put it out there, even if you've never left a comment before, drop it in today. Where are you at with your EIDL loans, grants, or anything else? Okay, this is the announcement. SBA announces plan to open supplemental grants for shuttered venue operator grant applicants. Okay, so a good time to ask yourself again, are you eligible for this? Or do you know anyone that could potentially be eligible for this? The reason is the weekly SVOG report came out. Yet again, a great report, but showing that there's still plenty of money left. Here we go. Over 15,000 SVOG applications were submitted. Over 10,000 SVOG grants have been awarded for a total amount of $8.4 billion. The average grant size, can you believe this, is $779,000. And the SBA has already decisioned 98% of SVOG applications. Over $16 billion was approved for this program. So you can see right here, only around 50% of total funding has been allocated. The SVOG pot of money has too much money, which I think is going to make more of you frustrated than not, because look, we know in the infrastructure bill, Congress is taking away almost $20 billion from the targeted EIDL grants. That's the up to $10,000. For most of you, that would be an extra $9,000 or $8,000, plus potentially an additional $5,000 for the supplemental grants. Congress is saying we're going to put that towards the infrastructure bill, which passed the Senate. It has a little bit tougher path to pass in the House. Nancy Pelosi says she wants to bring that infrastructure bill up for a vote at the same time as this $3.5 trillion economic passage. So a question that should be posed to lawmakers is, look, if there's $8 billion extra dollars here in the SVOG, we've reached out to all the venues. We believe we've done a good effort reaching out to venues that need this funding. They could potentially funnel some of this money to the infrastructure bill and save some of the targeted EIDL grant money in case there's any changes to the legislation that would allow wider eligibility for those targeted grants, which, as I've said, could potentially help over 3 million more businesses, sole proprietors, independent contractors. So that's one way of looking at it, being able to help millions of businesses versus, in this case, allowing a small number of businesses to get substantial additional grants. So here's what was proposed today. I'll read it. First of all, there's still time to apply for an SVOG if you're a new applicant. The SVOG program has so far awarded $8.4 billion in grants to more than 10,800 businesses. So of those 10,800 businesses, they're going to have a chance to basically get 50% more in grant money. Here's the quote. Later this month, the SBA will open the program for supplemental SVOGs for 50% of the original award amount, capped at a total of $10 million. Details will be announced at a later date. Here's Isabel Guzman's quote on this after saying that it's been a success getting to help 10,800 performing arts venues and other related businesses. She went on to say, we also know many small businesses continue to struggle. That's why, as this program nears the finish line, we're providing additional funding options for our hardest hit venues through our supplemental awards program, which will provide another critical lifeline to ensure businesses can reopen and stay open, which is very interesting to see now. Given that the Delta variant is growing so quickly, it wouldn't be that surprising if some venues are forced to shut down away or keep limited capacity. Here's a quote from a venue. Simply stated, the shuttered venue operator grant was our lifeline. The grant has allowed us to return to full operation, including staffing and programming. We planned for closing just 3 to 4 weeks as the pandemic continued to worsen. So did our fears of never reopening. The palace closed for 15 months, with expenses continuing to accumulate against bleak revenue prospects. The SVOG grant through the SBA saved us and can be credited with not only our recovery, but that of Stanford's entire theater district. But here's the main takeaway here, supplemental SVOGs for 50% of the original award amount, and we see the average award size is nearly $800,000. That means the average supplemental award size will be around $400,000. Again, not a loan, but a grant Would love to hear what you think about that in the comments. That's today's big news. This came out. I suspected for a while this would happen because I've been following the SVOG every week since it went live, and I've seen there's just been lots of money left over compared with the Restaurant Revitalization Fund, which reached its capacity in around 2 weeks. Also, some of this funding could be shifted to the RRF, but for the legislation specified this $16 billion needs to go to shuttered venues. All right, to end today's video, I want to give a few shout outs, some amazing comments on Google Play and the App Store. A huge thank you to everyone who's tried out our app. Again, it's Hello Skip in the App Store and Google Play. You can go join thousands of others who've set up our new funding tracker just in the past few days. This is brand new. You can track funding, import your EIDL and PPP data, get your main questions answered, see new funding opportunities. That's the big one. You can also chat with us on the app as well. Shout out to Dolores, who said, "I love this app. Thank you, Skip, and your staff for providing current and accurate information regarding all things SBA. You are the face of hope for many struggling small business owners. So much helpful information in one place." Mateo said, "Hello Skip is by far one of the most informative and complete sources of information I have come across, and I rarely come across programs or sources that reach the heights Hello Skip strives for. If you've ever wished you had a, quote, friend on the inside of big government that will lead you through the process," and it goes on. Thank you so much, Dolores and Mateo. And so many others. I'm not going to read all of them on Google Play that are recent reviews, as well as on the App Store here too. And a shout out from an App Store review from July 19th. Very informative, great, up-to-date information. Hello Skip saved me from pulling out my hair, waiting on small business pandemic relief. Was always there with accurate, up-to-date info every step of the way. Huge thank you to all of you who've left not only comments here, but also on the App Store and Google Play. I'll continue to give shout outs every single week. Your support and your reviews mean so much to us. They allow us to keep improving, providing more resources for you. So I really appreciate the time. And of course, today, the new experiment. Would love to hear in the comments where you're at. Have you been approved? Are you still waiting? Let's see how many comments we can get today, and give this video a thumbs up so we can reach 2,000 likes. Most importantly, stay well, stay healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.